It is so nice to see people as I rub my very allergic eyes. Um, So it has been about 24 hours here in Nova Scotia with like wild winds, heavy rains. Grateful for the rains, I should say, because we've been really, really dry. And wildfires terrify me after the past 2 summers in Nova Scotia. So all of my prayers were answered. So I'm very grateful for all of the precipitation. I will say, having kind of planned a little bit more of a balanced program tonight, might be a little bit wonky on my end because we're still in a low pressure system. We're expecting more rain overnight. So if I'm flopping all over the place, I'm going to blame it on the weather. Anyway, so today we're going to work on tree poses, and we're going to go back to a little bit of the flow we did last week, kind of just solidifying that learning and just having a joyful, kind of loose, maybe slightly unstructured practice, because that's how I feel when the wind blows in these parts. It's kind of like take all your plans and just throw it up in the air and see what happens. So hopefully everybody's cool with that. And yeah, I guess you are because you showed up. So again, thank you for that. Just a heads up, we're going to go for a couple more weeks with this program. I have to be in Toronto mid-August. So by that point in time, I will uh, wrap stuff up at least for a week or two. And in case you're wondering what I'm going to be doing in Toronto, of course, I'm going to a Rush concert because that's my joy. So I will be not available. I think it's like the I don't know. I'll have to check the calendar. It's middle of August. Anyway, that's my rambling. Let's begin the practice. So bring your shoulders up, back and down, comfortably seated. I'm really lengthening through my neck. Jeff is ready to join us. Good boy. Adorable. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, you could do that. And just find your breath. Just kind of make peace with it if you need to. Just connect with it. And then as we start into the practice, and because again, we are kind of focusing tonight a little bit on balance through our exploration of the tree poses, I want you to think about balance in a different frame. So we are so good at supporting others and caring for others, but take a moment to reflect on some of the great stuff that you are doing, some of the great stuff that you have achieved. I love seeing on social media, for example, art projects that people create. So maybe it's that, maybe it's a good deed you did, maybe it was just getting a chore done that you've been avoiding for a long time. Whatever it is, give yourself some praise. Feel good about it. And feel good feeling good about it, because that is the balance that we often lack. So I want you to keep breathing and keep holding that kind of self-affirmation really close. Don't let that drift into something else. Don't let that drift into a task list. Sit with it. Even if it is uncomfortable, sit with it. Then deepen your breath. Let's start to open the eyes and maybe just take a few moments and roll your shoulders. I had to go and grab a sweater because I had to. This is one of the rare days of the year where it's so warm and humid. I had to put on air conditioning, which is really rare. But now I'm a little bit chilly. Luckily, I have a dog to warm me. Let's switch directions with the shoulders. Good. And then with your shoulders just where they would normally be, just do a little bounce. And do that while you're breathing. Don't hold the breath. Good. Let's place our fingertips behind the base of the head, and we're going to slowly open out through the elbows, leaning back. Feel your head pressing into the fingertips. Breathe a lot. And then slowly kind of guiding the head forward, pushing through your fingertips, and bring the elbows in a little bit closer. And then we're going to reverse that. So the head starts to come back, elbows are opening, chest is lifting. And then through all of this, find a way to breathe. And then reversing. And then release and relax the arms, bring the shoulders back. I'm going to bring fingertips down on one side. This is super easy for me because I'm sitting up on a block. So I realize that if you're not on a block, this might not feel good. But I'm going to reach an arm up. Just reach, reach, reach. Really feel that nice stretch here. And then slowly crossing over the midline. See if you can hold this for a few breaths. And with every breath, going a little bit deeper into the posture. And then all the way up and pulling down. We're going to go to the other side, the other side. Try working around this dog. Let's bring the arm up into the air bit by bit by bit. And as I'm stretching up, I'm feeling the core of the body lifting up here. And then slowly crossing over that midline. Lots of breath. So I will say, if you do not own yoga blocks, you can grab them at like Winners or HomeSense for a few bucks. And they are so handy. That's right, Jeff. Let's come all the way up and roll it down. So I've had the blocks that I use are like, they were fancier bamboo ones that I've had forever. But you can grab foam ones and they're so handy. And if you don't have them, next time you're out having a little shopping adventure, grab them. They honestly, they're probably around 10 bucks. And it's worth having it, if only to allow you to sit more comfortably. Okay, let's move on to the hands and knees for a little bit of cat-cow. So take a moment to notice what's happening with your hands and your wrists. If your middle finger is pointing forward, just do a tiny bit of an external rotation so that it's actually your pointer finger that's going forward. That makes sense. So if you're doing this, just do a slight, and we're not just doing it through the wrists, but you're actually externally rotating so that the arm is doing that roll. And I've exaggerated it somewhat, but see if that feels more comfortable. I will bring my knees back under my hips properly. And then a slow, deep breath in as my head and butt or tail start to lift. And then slowly rounding the back, head and tail are tucking under. Inhale, breathing up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale up. Exhale, reverse. Inhale. And exhale. Couple more, breathing in and up. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. All righty, from here, lower down to your forearms, bring the hands together. So I'm lacing my hands. We're going to flip the toes under. The knees are still underneath the hips. And if you have sleeves, it is helpful if your elbows are bare. So we're going to move up into the dolphin here to kind of wake up the shoulders and just get some blood flowing to the head. So we take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, push into your forearms, lifting up and back through the hips. Now I'm going to adjust my feet for comfort. Knees stay bent. Let your head hang in space. Take 3 breaths. Drop to the knees. Uncurl the toes. Push back into a child's pose. Arms are forward. Keep the legs where they are. Arms are going to reach to the left side of your mat. So they leave the mat, reaching to the side. And while the arms are reaching to the left, your right hip is going to pull towards the right side of the mat. Then back to center. And move the hands off the mat to the right side, pulling back through the left hip to the left side of the mat. Then back to a regular child's pose, arms are forward. And then float up onto your forearms. Bring those fingers together. So lace the fingers. Flip your toes. We're going to come up and back into dolphin once again. Take some breaths. Lower down to the mat. Uncurl your toes. One more time, sinking back to child's pose. Move your arms out to the left, pulling towards the right side of the mat with the right hip. In Pilates, we call this a shell. I don't know what we I don't know what we call it in yoga. Child's pose to the side. Going back to center, regular child's pose. And then arms to the right, pulling back through that left hip. Back into our regular child's pose. And once more, float up onto the forearms, lace your fingers, flip the toes, pushing up and back into your dolphin. Drop to your knees. hands come back to the mat, and we're going to gently push up and back to down dog. Really bend your knees here and push that butt up to the ceiling. Create a really long line in the spine. Again, your head's hanging in space. And bend one knee more than the other, kind of going back and forth, adding motion. And then walk the hands back to the feet and start to slowly rise all the way up. Turning on a light, I'm sure, I don't know if it'll help very much, but boy, oh boy, it just got really dark. Good. Beautiful. So before we go on to do a little bit of a flow, just bring your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. And we're just going to do a little bit of a gentle twist. So just twisting side to side. As I do this, I'm kind of lifting up on a toe base. We're doing a little bit more range of motion this evening, mostly because of me. As I was saying, it's been, pouring rain for about 24 hours. And because of that, I got in a really great walk last night, but I did not get a walk in this morning like I normally do. I didn't have a walk at lunch like I normally do. I didn't get to go outside and play with the dogs after work like I normally do. And because of that, I'm recognizing some of my limitations. So this all helps. And I'm actually surprised that my dogs are not completely bouncing off the walls. So see if you can add more of a twist. Looking over your shoulder as you go. Back to center, roll your shoulders. I'm going to bring my feet probably a little bit wider than hip width apart, but not much. And then I want to be stretching all the way up, looking back, and then very slowly the first time, kind of throw your arms down as the knees bend. And you want the backs of your fingertips to just brush on the floor. And then you reverse and push into your feet coming up. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale up. And bring the hands to the heart. Nice. With that lifting up, it's so hard. If you're anything like me, it's just that natural feeling is like you're going to build the momentum from the upper body, but it needs to come from your feet pushing you up and really activating the legs. Don't worry, I won't make you do it again. Let's set our balance. We did a bit of this last week, so lift up onto your toe base. Relax your shoulders. Nice deep breath in and out. Maybe lift a little bit higher. And slowly sinking down. And you're going to see me, I'm already doing a mudra. I'm creating that sensation so I know kind of where I am. It's a message to my brain. Let's reverse that. So just coming up onto the heels. Lots of nice deep breaths. Good. Lowering the feet, lifting up onto the toe base. We're doing this to set our balance, but also I want you to be aware of the wobbly, moving ankles. That's good. We're going to come back to that with the tree. A little bit higher, and then slowly lowering, lift your heels. Lower, lift to the toe base. Okay, making this really fun. On the toe base, can you stay on the toe base and lift one leg up? And then lower both feet down. We're going to come up onto the toe base. See if you can do it on the other side. Keep breathing. Do whatever you need to do. While still breathing. And lower. I'm not going to make you do that on the heels, but we will do that on the toe base one more time each side. Lifting up. You choose your side. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. And lowering down, lifting to the toe base. And lowering down. Awesome. Just stretching at the feet if that is comfortable. Amazing, hey, when you conceptualize of some of these stretches and these balances, like this shouldn't be that hard. But oh my gosh, it's hard. So that's a good thing. As I always remind folks, because I need to remind myself, our brains really like that. Okay. Let's go through a very slow waking up body flow. This is going back to some of the patterns that we worked on last week. So to do this, I'm going to face the front of my mat. Feet are going to be underneath the hips-ish, whatever feels good for you. And when you're ready, taking a moment, sweeping the arms up, breathing deeply. Let's really stretch and lengthen here. Get as tall as you can. Heels are pushing into the floor. And then exhale, slowly coming down. I'm slicing down with those palms together. Touch the floor, drop your head. Lift up halfway. Got that nice stretch through the hamstrings. And then gently surrender to the mat. Let's do that part once more. Sweep up. Big breath in. Connect your palms. Get super, super tall. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Take up lots of space as you do this. Inhale, sweeping up. Lengthen here. Exhale, slice down. Dump out the air. Inhale up to your flat back or halfway lift, whatever you want to call it. And then exhale, hands come to the floor or fingertips. Let's step back with the right foot. Join me in a nice low lunge. I'm going to take a moment. I've got my left foot forward. I'm going to weight bear on my right hand. My left arm is going to sweep up into the air. Oh, I just popped my back. It felt so good. So we're reaching here. Keep those hips low. Couple of breaths. Bring the hand back down. We're going to kind of rock back and forth here and step the foot forward. Lift halfway. Back down. Inhale, sweep up. Hands to the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, slice down. Halfway lift. And exhale down. This time, left foot steps way back. Join me in that nice low lunge. I'm going to weight bear on the left hand. Right arm reaches up. Keep the hips low. See if you can find some peace in this posture. Nothing but positive affirmations, please. And we'll sweep the arm down, rock back, forward, and then step the foot up, floating to a flat back, folding forward, inhale, sweeping up. I'm so aware I'm going to bash my head into the wall. I'm going to step back and hands to the heart. Let's go a little further this time. Inhale up. Exhale, slice down. Inhale up. And exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot back. So we're in a low lunge. I'm going to open that foot to the side. Make sure everything's comfortable. I'm just scooching my foot forward because I didn't like the alignment I had, so I'm renegotiating this. From here, we're going to tighten through the core. That front leg is going to be your powerhouse. And we're pushing up. Ta-da, warrior two. Make any adjustments you need. Pull back with your pinky fingers. Just feel that chest open. Hopefully this feels good. Take so many deep breaths here. Let's bring the back arm down, front arm up, and just right up into the air. Don't lean back, just stretch, stretch, stretch. Big breath. And then windmill, pinwheel, whatever you call it, down. Straighten that back foot. Downward dog. Walk the hands back to the feet. Grab some energy, slowly lifting it up over top of the head. And then hands to the heart, shoulders roll down the back. Nice. I'm going to step my left foot out on an angle. My right foot's going to step way forward. Even out your hips. So the back hip comes up, front hip comes back. Sink into a lunge. See how it feels. Mine feels like I said, I love walking. It's like walking is my best sport. And to not do it, it just feels like I'm not ready for this class, which is ridiculous because it's yoga. Anyway. Let's sweep the arms up, little warrior one. You can stay here if you like. I want a deeper stretch, so I'm going to bring my arms down and I'm going to start to lean forward into a humble warrior. So we're coming down to about 45 degrees, really pulling those fingertips away from the body. So you're pulling behind while stretching up through the crown of the head, breathing a lot. This is a tough one. And then we're going to sweep back up. Bring your hands to the heart. Your left foot is going to step forward. Just hold it here at a 90-degree angle. Flex the foot. Lots of deep breath. And then drop the foot, sweeping up. Swan dive. Halfway lift. And back down to your mat. Inhale up. And coming back to the heart, take a couple of breaths. We're going to do the whole other side. Good news. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive down. I'm taking up lots of space here. Feels good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, touch the floor. I'm going to step my left foot back this time. So I'm just kind of not stepping back into great lunges today. So I am wiggling my front foot forward. Once you feel good about your position, you drop your back heel, and that allows us to push up into warrior two. Pardon my back being to you. It's a good opportunity for me to show you what I mean by kind of pulling back through your pinkies. So your pinky fingers are guiding you back, really opening up that chest. Heart is lifting. Think about your front leg. Keep it strong. Keep it externally rotating towards the back of the body. Drop your back arm, front arm up. Nice and long line here. Maybe sinking in a little bit further into the pose. And then that fabulous arm motion. Back foot straightens. Step or drag, as I did to down dog. You can see if the legs want to straighten a little bit more here. Play around with some pressure through the heels. And then walk the hands back to the feet, rolling up, 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 up. And then bring your hands to the heart. This is a great time to refuel, like really breathing in everything you can. I'm going to step out to the side with the right foot, left foot way the heck forward. And then I'll wiggle a bit more. Already thinking about adjusting the hips, back hip forward, front hip back, sinking in. Sweep the arms up, turn it into a warrior one. And then slowly turning that into a humble warrior. Again, pull back through those fingertips, stretch through the crown of the head. Push into the front foot, raise up through the arms. Hands to the heart, and we're going to bring that back foot forward and up. Release the foot, sweeping up. Swan dive forward. Touch the floor. Halfway lift. Releasing down and sweeping all the way up. And hands to the heart. Nice. The dogs were losing their mind. Dan keeps popping in and out because he's making, well, he's made macaroni and cheese for supper, which is baking. This is how life happens, like in one open concept, very small home. I'm here, the kitchen is right there, like arm's width away, and I can smell delicious macaroni and cheese. So yeah, we're all very excited about that upcoming delight. Okay, so let's move on to enough of me totally fixating on my supper. Let's work on the tree pose. So I love the tree. It's probably one of my favorite postures to do. And I love it because I can make it really formal and really challenging, or I can be really super relaxed and comfortable with it and lazy. And so tonight it's up to you. We're going to go through 4 tree stages, and then we're going to do a little bit of a strength piece. If any of these 1, 2, 3, or 4 do not work for you, skip it. You're in your house. I don't mind. I would skip it if I didn't like it. So we will start with the one that I don't like much, but I love the rest so much that it makes it okay. So first position of the tree. Choose a leg to weight bear on. You kind of lift up to the toe base. You're going to turn to the side here and slide your foot up enough so that your foot clears the mat. This is really where I have to pay attention to sucking in my gut, shoulders back, keeping the torso really long, keeping the pelvis open. I find this incredibly challenging for balance. Maybe a mudra would help. That's about enough of that for me. I'm gonna bring the knee forward and releasing. I'm also smiling, even though this posture, this one, doesn't make me happy, because I know if I smile, it's the facial feedback hypothesis. Your brain goes, oh, apparently we're happy. I'll catch up, and then you feel better. So up onto the toe base, rotating that foot out to, or the leg out to the side, slide your foot up. Breathing. I'm starting to do some in-person classes again, and it's so boy, I've missed it, but also some of it I'm like, oh, I forgot this happens. And we were doing a balance class last Thursday, and my balance was terrible. And I kept kind of wobbling, and I forgot how if I would wobble, that like literally you send that wave of wobble through everybody. It was I may not see those people again. Let's release and relax. Very nice. Okay, so if you love the first position of the tree pose, you're welcome to do everything else as the first position. I gratefully am not going to do that. We are going to go on to the second position, which means that your foot's going to be kind of on the inner calf. You do not want to be close to the knee, and you definitely want to be above the ankle. This is where you get that nice hip opening. So enjoy it. I'm starting with my shoulders back. Slide that foot up. And this is what I mean about lazy or kind of more active. This is me being a lazy tree. I need to tighten this up, really engage. I got to use my glutes. I got to use my core. And when I do all of that, I can move this leg back further and really feel like my whole body, every part of it, every cell is working in partnership to keep me upright. Like, go team. Maybe one more breath here. And then a beautiful controlled release. Lovely. Let's go to the other side. Sliding up here. Same deal. Everything has to work together. This requires, in my opinion, a lot more muscle connection to keep that hip solid. Let's release. Good. By this point in your practice, and some of you, it's been a long practice, like many, many years since we've been practicing together. You know what you need to do to maintain your balance. For me, it's the mudras. I've got to do something with my hands. Maybe it's how you breathe. Maybe it's where you look. Whatever you need, do it. And if none of that is working, grab a wall. I honestly believe that's why they exist. All right, I'm going to invite you to consider doing the third position of the tree pose. This one is different than the others because this time we got to get above the knee. So you are going to jam your foot into the meaty part of the inner thigh. And you get that wonderful connection where the foot's pressing in and the thigh is pressing out. It's a lot of energy there. And that's what keeps you from sliding down. So you're welcome to join me. If this does not feel like a great activity for you, go back to second or go back to first. Again, this is really where you get that amazing opening of the pelvis. Internal organs are like, wow. And you can do whatever you like with your arms. If your shoulders are sneaking up to your ears, just release down. Good. That always feels very, very relaxing. Not sure why, but it does. Let's go to the other side when you are feeling ready. I think I could stay in this posture a long time, but we will release. There's more to explore. Just roll your shoulders back if you need to twist or sway a little bit. Do it. Release any tension. If there was any internal dialogue that was not positive, get rid of it. It's hard for a reason. Okay, fourth position of the tree pose. You're going to love it or hate it. It's a figure four, and we do this a lot. Often we do it while we're lying on our backs. So much easier that way. But what we want to do is weight bear on one side, and then we're actually crossing. I'm above the knee, so I'm above the patella here, and my ankle bone is actually on the outside of my leg. I guess you could do it with the ankle bone right on your leg, but doesn't feel great to me. My leg is still straight right now, the weight bearing one, not this one, obviously. And I have a lot of pressure between the, I'll just say the two legs, because I'm not going to try and describe that body part. Okay, now I'm focused again. From here with a figure four, we come into a little bit of a squat. So you're kind of pulling back through your butt. You could almost do like a chair pose here, but you certainly don't have to. Come down as far as you want into this. Just watch where your gaze is, and I'm going to flex this foot. Big breaths here. This one's tough. And then let's release it. Whew. That is a tough posture. I've been playing around with it over the past few weeks because it used to be one I did a lot. And once I'd be in that figure four, then I drop down with hands on the mat. And, and let me tell you, boy, have I aged because that is not easy anymore. And that's why we're not doing it with a camera on me. So let's switch to the other side. So setting up to begin. Lots of pressure here, keeping that leg in touch with the other leg. So again, all of this is happening above the knee. And if this is not your friend, go back to another version of the tree that you like. A few more breaths. and then releasing. Just give a little bounce, a little shake. Take a moment and think about where you felt that one. Maybe it's in the hips through a release, if that was your kind of sensation. Some of you will remember that we used to do this stretch when we would practice in person, and we'd get into the figure four, and then we twist around like this as we kind of walked our way down a wall. It gives you a great stretch and release. So if you want to try that when you're looking for a fun activity, go for it. I find that I feel the figure four in the calf muscle of the supporting leg, as well as in my need to focus and not fall down. So think about whichever one of those postures, 1, 2, 3, or 4, was the biggest challenge for you. And then I want you to revisit that. For me, it was tree pose number 1, but I'm not going to revisit it because I'm teaching the class and I can do what I want. But I invite you to revisit the one that's kind of your nemesis. Instead, I'm going to go back to the 4th position, but go to whatever you want. But I want you to change your arm position and give yourself a little bit of an extra challenge. So whenever you're ready, start to move into that posture, whichever one you've selected. Remember to invite the breath to flow. And let's release. Let's move to the other side. You don't have to do the same version on the other side. You could do whatever else you would like. I'm going to still do number 4 because it's feeling like a good strength kick for me tonight. Slowly release. And again, this beautiful twisting motion. So typical of what I do every week, I over program. And what we were going to be doing now, and we'll save it for an upcoming week. But if you want a challenge at some point in the week, you're like, yeah, I got 10 minutes. I want to go back to this. Something that I really enjoy doing is basically a second position of the tree pose with the arms out. Hold for kind of, I don't know, 30 seconds. Take a wide step. And then across to the other side. And you're not releasing your arms. And if you can do it kind of back and forth, maybe 3 times, dynamite. Otherwise, come on down to the mat. I'm going to move my camera. So as you come down onto the mat, just kind of rocking from side to side. Wiggle your shoulders into the floor. Let's repeat our figure 4 with this kind of perspective. So cross the leg over. It is so much easier when we're not trying to balance in this posture. Oh my goodness. So because we're not balancing, let's go for a little bit more mobility, a little bit of a deeper stretch. To do that, I'm going to pop up here. You can kind of just move yourself into the pose. Sometimes it's nice to reach through, hold the leg. Whatever you do, try and keep both shoulders on the mat. Soften into the posture. Let's release and then bring the knees to the tummy. We're going to just reach through, grab, or gently hold the feet, moving the knees apart, coming into butterfly. Again, shoulders on the floor, breathing really deeply. And then create your figure four on the other side. Pop a foot up and see what feels comfortable. Oh my goodness, this side is so much tighter. I'm about to remind everybody to keep their shoulders on the floor, and mine are literally nowhere near the floor. Oh my goodness. I'm going to release that. And I'm moving back into the butterfly, which is the only way I can now get both shoulders back onto the floor. Goodness gracious. Let's stretch everything up into the air. Now your shoulders are going to lift off the floor. I'm pointing my feet. And then I'm going to start to soften into a dead bug. So let the shoulders flop down, let the legs soften. And then when you're ready, just gently surrendering to the mat and taking whatever posture feels good for Shavasana. And while you rest, deepen your breath and go back to that place of positive affirmation. Find something that you did during the practice that you totally nailed and give yourself some credit for that. Deepen your breath and just move the head from shoulder to shoulder. Reach the arms up over top of your head and stretch. Pull the knees in one at a time for a nice stretch here. Switching sides. And then pulling both knees into the tummy so that you can roll up. Just take a moment, breathing in deeply, which for me is such a joy right now. Because as I said, my house smells like homemade macaroni and cheese. I wish you were all here to share it with me. I promise to have a serving for each one of you. So we'll come back to the tree in the weeks ahead. Of course, we will. But take the learning from tonight about, really balance is not easy. The posture, we do it, we express it in different ways. We went through 4 different versions of it tonight. And everybody's going to have their favorite. And sometimes it's the one that challenges you the most. Sometimes it's the one that feels comfortable. But really, at the end of the practice, it's about kind of what the posture leaves you with. So I hope it has left you with feelings of accomplishment and of strength and of balance and of just feeling absolutely capable to take on challenges. And with that, I'll say namaste. Thank you for joining me for tonight's practice. I can't wait to see folks next week. And I wish for you all perfect summer weather and lots of great activities to make you smile. Namaste.
Thanks, Barb. Great being back.
Thanks,
We're going to
Barb.
smell fresh corn.